Noah here from Extreme Terrain, and today we're talking with Michael about his 2008 JK Rubicon Wrangler with 17-inch by 9-inch Pro Comp 31 Series striker wheels with a -6mm offset. Give the Jeep an aggressive stance. For tires, the 35-inch by 12.5-inch R17 BF Goodrich mud terrain tire, and then on the suspension it's the TerraFlex 3-inch ST3 suspension lift kit with Fox shocks. Why did you go with a setup like this?
Well, I originally was looking for a Jeep for a while, and I finally found one at a local dealership. It wasn't beat down. It was really good shape underneath. It actually had a 4-inch lift when I first bought it at a Rancho lift, but it didn't ride the way it really should have. I decided that I would just go ahead and get a complete suspension system for it from one manufacturer, and at the time TerraFlex seemed like it had the package I was looking for. It was a good choice.
So let's move on to wheels. The 17-inch by 9-inch Pro Comp 31 Series striker wheel with that -6mm of offset. Give the Jeep an aggressive stance. Why did you go with that wheel?
My brother-in-law had a Jeep that had similar wheels on it. They just seemed to hold up really well for him, and I thought I would give them a try. The width ratio, I just wanted the right aspect ratio for the tire. It's a 12.5-inch wide tire. I really wanted to keep the footprint of the tire as wide as possible when I was down at four-wheeling, when I'm down like at 7-8 pounds in the tires. I've got a really nice flat footprint, and the sidewalls collapse really nice.
Why did you go with the black wheel? Are you trying to keep a color scheme going on or something like that?
Up here in the Pacific Northwest, everything up here over a year old rusts. Alloy wheels really are really the way to go.
So the 9-inch width at the wheel paired with that -6mm of offset give the Jeep an aggressive stance. Why did you go with that stance?
The fitness could perform well. People offset their wheels so far out, like with spacers and stuff, that it makes it really difficult to get in between obstacles. Up here in the Pacific Northwest, there's a lot of trees, and the trails are tight. The ground's always wet. You're sliding around a little bit. A nice wide tire, a little bit narrow in the overall width, just to be able to fit in and out of things.
So let's move on to tires here. The 35-inch by 12.5-inch R17 BF Goodrich mud terrain tire. Why did you choose that tire?
I think it's just a really good road tire, and the tread pattern seemed like it would be better for up here. This tire is really nice on the road.
So you did go with a mud terrain tire over something like an all-terrain tire. Have you noticed a real difference compared to a stock tire?
Yeah, they actually feel really firm in the cornering. The Jeep handles really well. These KM3s they're sucked down pretty good. Got a chance to run them, actually, the KM3s on the snow, and they actually did really well. My other tires did not like snow at all.
Now, did you need to calibrate anything for a larger tire? Like, did you use a tuner to get the speedometer correct?
When I bought it, it had the 410 gear ratio set in it, so it had 35s with the 410s, and it didn't really do well. So I went ahead and did the 488 swap, and that really helped out a bunch. And then I used the F5 tuner to boost the engine performance, and it works really well.
Let's move on to suspension next. The TerraFlex 3-inch ST3 suspension lift with the Fox shocks. Why did you choose this suspension lift kit?
It was the most complete that I saw out there. I want to be able to just bolt something in with the rubber bushings. The rubber bushings don't put out nearly as much vibration, because I was going to plan on driving this around.
So why did you go with a 3-inch lift over maybe a 2.5 or a 6-inch lift?
4-inch when I first picked it up. It was tall, but when I actually took it out and tried to do anything with it, it was real too stiff. TerraFlex has been noted for their ability to rock crawl, and the way it works as a package, it's really, really good.
Now, do you have any issues with rubbing, at full lock? Did you have to trim anything like that?
The way the front of the Jeep's made, if you have the wrong rim offset, and then when you turn in, it'll hit the sway bar. I have just a little bit of that, but it's so close that it's minute, and if I'm turning that hard, I'm already in trouble anyway.
Would you say that this setup can handle a pretty extreme off-road situation? Are you confident in it?
I don't have a problem flexing it out. You just have to be smarter than the hill, sometimes.
Again, it's a 2008 JK Rubicon Wrangler with the 17 by 9-inch Pro Comp 31 Series striker wheels with a -6mm offset. Give the Jeep an aggressive stance. Tires are 35-inch by 12.5-inch R17 BF Goodrich mud terrain tires. And then for suspension, it's the TerraFlex 3-inch ST3 suspension lift with the Fox shocks. For all things Wrangler, remember to keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.